Hey gaming fans, so today's another Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile again, and this one is Beasts. This whole theme of this deck, I guess, is just Beasts. And I put this together, I was just playing a few, tests with it and stuff. It's kind of fun. I managed to mix in like 3 different styles of Beast into this deck, so let's get going. So obviously the first card there is Rescue Cat, probably the best beast in the whole game, because this little kitty can pull out 2 monsters, level 3 or lower beast type, and then you can do what you need to them. You can Xyz with them, you can synchro summon, you can just use them, you can attack. I think you can attack. But anyways, yeah, and then they get destroyed during the end phase, so definite must in this deck. Then for some of the extra beast supports, I got this, I don't want to say the name, Velerfon, Mystical Beast of the Forest. So it's a level 2, it's a tuner, which is important, and you can discard a card to target a level 2 or lower beast monster in your graveyard, and special summon it in attack position or face down position if you need to, and you can only use it once per turn, so that comes in really handy. Also because it's a level 2. Then as its targets, Kalantosa, Mystical Beast of the Forest. If this card is special summoned by the effect of a beast type monster, you can target 1 card on the field and destroy it. So this comes in really handy with all 5 of these monsters here. Can special summon this guy and blow up 1 card your opponent controls. This one from the graveyard, this one from the deck. So really cool. Then I threw in a Playful Possum because I am running the Green Baboon in this deck, and he has an ability to destroy himself, which will trigger the baboon, which I'll get to later. Then we're playing 1 Key Mouse. I don't know, I think I only own 1 Key Mouse. I would probably try 2 if I had a second one, but it does get into the graveyard pretty quickly because of Rescue Cat. I'll probably just keep it at 1, but it's a level 1 beast tuner, and when this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 level 3 or lower beast type monster from your deck, which would be the Lock Cat. And the next one going on, we're playing Moya. At least that's how I say it. So 3 Moya. So these guys, they're a level 1 beast. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 level 4 beast monster from your graveyard to your hand, which is cool because you can actually grab Rescue Cat if it's in there. Nothing wrong with reusing a Rescue Cat. Then we have 3 Lock Cat. So Lock Cat is a beast as well, 1200 attack. Kind of works with the Key Mouse, Lock and Key, obviously. So when Lock Cat is normal summon, you can grab 1 level 1 beast monster from your graveyard, special summon it in defense position, and its effects are negated. So most likely you're going to go for your Key Mouse, or you're going to go for one of these Moyas. And then of course, if you grab the Key Mouse is a tuner, he's 3, so you can go into level 4 Synchro if you really want to. And then for the last of the normal summon monsters, we got 2 Beast Strikers. These things also a beast, 1850, level 4. So it can also be grabbed by this one if he dies in the grave, he gets destroyed by battle. And once per turn, you can discard 1 card to special summon 1 Moya from your deck, so it pulls these guys out. So pretty cool. And that's it for the regular summon monsters, or the normal summon monsters. Let's get into the tributes, which are really just more special summon in this deck. So I'm playing 2 of the King of the Beasts. So this is part of this whole package of Beast Striker and the Moyas. So King of the Beast is you contribute 1 face-up Moya you control to special summon this card from your hand or graveyard. And the only downside is there can only be 1 of them on the field. So he's a 2500 beat stick, essentially, that can keep coming back as long as you can grab your Moyas, which you can do easily with your Lock Cat once you get set up. You just keep bringing back your Moyas, or your Beast Striker can pull it out of the deck. Then I'm playing 2 Green Baboons. Another one that you want to get set up, you got to get him into the graveyard or into your hand. And he's pretty simple. Whenever a beast is destroyed, you can pay 1,000 life points to special summon him from your hand or graveyard. So much similar to this guy, except it's really when a beast is destroyed. So I have a bunch of cards in here that can, pull that off. Also with what I said earlier, the Playful Possum. So if your opponent has a monster on their side of the field that's bigger than him, which is 800, you can destroy him, send him to the graveyard, and then you can trigger your Green Baboon from your hand or your graveyard and bring it out to the field. And then during your next standby phase, this guy comes back to the field. So you can keep using his effect over and over again. And the last of the monsters is another big behemoth. Behemoth, the king of all animals. This is kind of an older one. I don't know if he's ever been reprinted. I'm not sure. I think it was that Flaming Eternity or something like that, somewhere around there. This card can be normal summoned or set with 1 tribute, because he's a 7. In that case, the original attack of this card becomes 2,000. It's okay, so you lose the 700 attack. And then when this card is tribute summoned successfully, you could return from your graveyard to owner's hand a number of beast monsters equal to the number of tributed monsters. So if you tribute off 2 beasts for this guy, you get to take any 2 beasts from your graveyard and add them to your hand. So he kind of gets his tribute fodder back, or you could just do 1 tribute for him. And so that's it. That's it for the monsters. And we get into the spells now. So I added in 1 instant fusion because, it'll help with your synchro plays, your Xyz, well, not really Xyz play, because I don't really play a lot of Xyz in this, but your synchros. And the other thing is, instant fusion, if you do not use the monster for anything, it just sits on the field, it blows the monster up at the end of turn, which can trigger off your Green Baboon. So I have the Beast Fusion monsters in this deck. One reasoning, because the levels are all over the place. You got 7s, you got 4s, you got 3s, you got 2s, you got 1s. So good luck in trying to pick it up. I'm assuming most people are going to say 4, so they might hit something, but that's okay. Even if they do hit it and it goes to the graveyard, you got ways to bring them back. And 2 Obedient Schooled. This one I was kind of, debating on playing 3 or not, but essentially if you have no monsters, you special summon 3 level 2 or lower beast effect monsters with different names from your deck. They're negated and they're destroyed at the end phase. Again, another way to get this guy out of the field. If you activate this card, you can only special summon beast monsters, which is fine, which is what you're mostly special summoning in this deck anyways. But you'll probably go and grab your, maybe a Moya if you need it, your Key Mouse, one of these guys, just to kind of set up your graveyard for later on. And once you do that, and of course you could use these guys for tribute fodder to normal summon this guy, or your beast, and then grab 2 of them back for your hand. So depending on how you want to play it. Then we're playing 3 Ares, Rock Sunrise, weird name. You target 1 beast monster in your graveyard, special summon it, and if you do, all face-up monsters your opponent controls lose 200 attack for each beast, plant, or wing beast type monster currently in your graveyard. So it can really shrink down your opponent's monsters, and it's a monster reborn in the process. And all your whole deck is beasts, so the only ones that might not be beasts would be some synchro plays you might do. And of course, 1 monster reborn because, why not? So we're essentially playing 4 monster reborns in this deck. Then I'm playing some, extenders like double summon, just because I find like there was a lot of cards. Like this is a pretty monster heavy deck, a lot of monsters in here, and so it's really cool if you can pull off a rescue cat, for instance, normal summon the rescue cat, pull out 2 monsters, and then double summon to put whatever is in your hand, another, say maybe a lock cat or something, and it just helps to get to those bigger synchro plays or whatever you need. Of course, you can also use this guy too, so you can summon rescue cat, pull out 2 beasts, play normal double summon, I say, summon this guy, and get those 2 beasts back to your hand, so you don't really lose a lot of advantage. Then 1 Foolish Burial, because there's a lot of cards you want in the graveyard in this deck that are just hard to get to the graveyard, like all of your big beasts. Well, not him, but your Baboon and your King of Beasts. So you really want to get at least 1 in the graveyard. Then because I noticed there was always a lot of monsters in the graveyard all the time, I put 2 Pot of Avarice. It'll also shuffle in your extra deck monsters that you pull out, but it just can help reset plays with your rescue cat and stuff like that, and just get them back into the deck. Plus you'll get 2 new cards, so it doesn't hurt. And for the traps, I don't play a whole lot of traps. There's 4 traps in this deck. Just for some, just to beef up the beasts and to get a little bit of draw power. Horn of the Phantom Beast. So you target one beast or beast warrior type monster you control. It becomes an equip, and then it gains 800 attack. And then when that monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you get to draw 1 card. So it kind of helps. Like, you could set it. They think they're going to run over your beast. You can surprise them like that. It boosts it up by 800. They run into something too big, and then you draw a card. So, or you could just put it on something big and just run over their monsters and draw a card. And for the last is Super Rush Recklessly. This is kind of like an odd tech choice. So you select 1 beast type monster you control and 1 monster your opponent controls, destroy your monster, and return the other monster to the deck. So again, it's just another way to trigger your Green Baboon, and it shuffles away troublesome monsters on your opponent's side of the field. So even if you don't have a Baboon, you could probably still get away with, destroying, tributing a Moya or something like that, just to shuffle one of your opponent's monsters away. So really cool. And I like how it shuffles it into the deck instead of, sending it to the graveyard or something, so your opponent can't even use it. So now on to the extra deck. 1 Link Karibo. Again, because you can make it with your Moyas and stuff like that. Pretty easy Link summon if you need it. For the XYZ, I'm only playing these ones. This is the number 4 Ronin Raccoon Send. Oh, geez, I butchered that name. So basically 2 level 2 beast type monsters. And once per turn, you can detach an XYZ material from this card. Special summon 1 Raccoon token. It's a beast, Earth, level 1. Attack ? Defense 0. So basically it just copies whatever the strongest monster on the field is. That's what the question mark is. And then while you control another beast type monster, this card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. So really good and easy to get into in this deck because you play a lot of the level 2s. Then for your instant fusion targets, 1000 Eyes Restrict, because why not? It's a level 1. Fusionist, it's a beast, level 3. Just in case you need a 3 to build into your synchro plays. And Ojamin Knight, another beast, 5, which, these can all be brought back if you need to. This one, too, you can clog up your opponent's monster zones if you want. Bring them into defense mode with, whatever. But yeah, that's just there for instant fusion. Unfortunately, instant fusion's at 1, so you'll only get 1 shot at it. And for these synchro summons, 1 Formula Synchron, because, you got your little beast guy, your Key Mouse, and then one of your Moyas can go into a Formula Synchron and draw a card. This one's kind of neat. I don't think I've ever used this guy before, but I think he would be perfect in this deck because his name's Tatsunoko. It's a worm type monster. Too bad he's not a beast. If this synchro summon monster would be used as synchro material, if this synchro summon monster would be used as a synchro material, 1 monster in your hand can be used as the other synchro material, and it's unaffected by other monster effects. So it can't be like hand trapped. And it's kind of cool because you can it's a 3. And so any one of your big guys, your 7, can go into a synchro of a 10, which is really good in this deck. So then 4, because I forgot to mention that it's easy to make this guy with your Moyas and your Lockcat, your Key Mouse. So you can pull, well, not the Moyas, but the 2s, I should say. You know what I mean. This guy and your Moya, that's it, can make this. Then your Underground Fighter Belmung, I figured there is a possibility of going into a 4. So, and this guy's neat too. When this card's destroyed by a battle or destroyed by a card effect, I should say, and sent to the graveyard, you could target 1 level 4 monster in your graveyard and special summon that target. So why not? Then our little beast package, we got Natura Beast, which negates spells, Barkion, which negates traps, and Landois, which negates monster effects. So all these can be potentially summoned out. I threw in a level 8 because it's possible to make. And your final one, which you always want to try and get out, is your Leo, the Keeper of the Sacred Tree. That's why you want to get to your 10 plays. And this one's a beast, and it cannot. And when this face-up card is on the field, it cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects, except during main phase 2. So you could summon this guy. Your opponent can't target it. You can attack. They can't target it. So really cool. And that's the deck. Anyways, yeah. So let me know what you think if you played Beast. I know, originally I was just going to build Baboon or just build King of the Beast. But I realized, why not just throw them all into one deck? It'd be fun, kind of fun to play with. Anyways, that's the deck. Hope you liked the video. Throw some comments down below. Hope you subscribe. Talk to you later.